And here, what's up with y'all? We here, Spider Camp, aka the villain of the Blur Cartel. Here to review first 5 episodes. It's only a 2-part episode. First 5 episodes, X-Men 97. I'm here, a little reunion here. We get some, old school vibes going on right now. What's up with y'all? How y'all feeling? It's been a minute since we got this little gathering.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, you usually have about 20 people on at one time, so I don't be missed.
Stop it.
Y'all have a whole Akatsuki on with the spotter. I was like, yeah, I don't need
it. It's a round table. That's how you get different ideas and different debates and different thinking. Is it all good? No, but it's funny most of the times. So we got Jensen's here, Lelouch, aka Otis, and Faye. I'm not gonna mess up.
Faye
okay.
Listen, I don't want to mess with nobody's names.
You remember me? I was Nurse Joy at one time, and now I'm Faye J. I've adapted to Faye J, and that is.
She was Nurse Joy one time. That is right. That is right.
I still got the chibi animation.
Make it an NFT. Let's get some money off it.
Those still work?
Yeah, they still work.
It still work. But overall, before we get into the episodes of X-Men 97, it just what was y'all thoughts from the trailer going into it? Was y'all iffy about it? Was y'all hyped for it?
I mean, as soon as I saw it, I was hyped. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was a big fan of the old series as a kid. So like when I saw that it was relaunching, I went back and watched the old series to see like if it still held up. It's got its quirks, but it's still a good show. And knowing that they was playing with all that history and then going to be able to expand upon it in this, I was excited.
Yeah, I agree. I was curious what they was gonna do, but then they said it was just gonna be just finished picking over the last one left off, and then seeing the trailer with Gambit and Wolverine sold me, honestly.
The combo attack, yeah.
Well, when they combine their attacks, yeah.
The trailer didn't really sell me as well I thought it would, but the animation stole it. The whole season was. Can I cuss?
You could.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, okay. The whole season was fucking amazing. It's fucking amazing. I loved it. I'm really a comic buff, so it definitely brought back the nostalgia for me. But it was amazing for me. So didn't sell me, but I was intrigued. But it didn't sell me, but it was worth the watch.
I mean, we are doing 1 through 5 tonight, but this is IGN, and they're in their little thing right now with Kai. So at least they got this right, I think, for the most part.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think any show should be lower than that. Any episode should be lower.
Episode 4 should have been a 6.
All right, we about to get into it.
Yeah, maybe.
It's because it was a 2-part, and the first part was pretty much a new special. But first episode opens our good old friends, I guess, friends of humanity, friends against humanity, however you want to do that. They got the warehouse. They got many Sentinel arms working out right now. Stop bar. How y'all feel about the black friends of humanity members? Are they like top coons right there? It's like Dr. Umar just looking at them like crazy.
I think he was definitely like, I mean, if that's what they want to do, if they want to do that, then they want to do that. Not saying it was right, but if that's what they want to do.
Yeah,
we're not shouting out the black
them
friends.
Being metaphorically black didn't kick in. So you know what I'm saying? Like, so they just took it as what it was. That's my guess.
I took it as just new Negroes, but Joy, what's your thoughts on it? What? I'm just saying.
The new Negroes for me. So I'm gonna just say this. So mutants in general are supposed to be that. And Lee has, God rest his soul, Stan Lee has actually made this clear that it's supposed to be a civil rights era type of thing. That's what it's supposed to bring out. So all I'm gonna say is I resonated as a mutant. I feel like I'm just going to resonate with mutants. I'm not getting into all this other shit. As a mutant, I resonate because as Black people, we are never as who the fuck we are to be. Never be seen and never treated as like. So y'all already know whose side I'm on. I'm on Magneto. All the dumb shit. I'm with the fuck shit. But that's my stance. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say.
If that's the case, it's just like, man, anything get these honkies off us, we gonna fight against these mutants. But other than that, it's fine. Nothing wrong with it. There's something wrong with it, but I get it if we're going by that standpoint. So they got the warehouse, and then Storm makes her grand entrance. Wins the current rise. You her little she comes in, shooting lightning down. And then you see Bishop. Oh, you got two blacks in one scene. Bishop doing his thing. Storm doing her thing.
Let me ask you a question. Did you like how they switched up his haircut?
I'm fine with no mullet. He got his little Jason Tatum
the
on
mullet
right
curl. He didn't need it. I like the fade. He was clean.
A lot of people complained about that more than what I thought they would.
I'm fine with it. There's nothing wrong with it. Little niche picking stuff, and of course, like 92, Storm has 1 HP, but it was an explosion, so I'm not gonna give her too much shit for it. So she gets knocked down, and the GOAT gotta show up. Cyclops show up. The new Cyclops D Riders from this episode, disgusting. Tragic even, because his greatness. But come to think of it, maybe 2 weeks ago you was just calling him a cop. Now, Marvel's Capcom 2. Did you see what he did? Come on, y'all.
That is still weird how people called him a cop. That's still like to this day really weird to me.
Yeah. The Cyclops slander before the show came out was weird. Like people out there calling him useless, and it was all types of just like, okay, like he's not the most morally like great character, but we're not gonna pretend that this man didn't lead these X-Men for years.
Man, this man been doing this. He been leading the X-Men before he could legally drink.
All right, I'm gonna just say this because y'all know Cam know I hate Cyclops. I hate Cyclops. I swear to God, I hate this man. I hate him.
I didn't know that.
I hate Cyclops, for real. But I will only give him props for a couple episodes because y'all know I hate him. Y'all know that I hate him. There were only a couple times where he showed. You should know. You should remember. You should remember. But there were a couple episodes he really pulled through. But I understand he's been a leader. Yes, he's one of the original men. Him and Jean are the number ones. They're originals. All right, cool. However, Scott does some fuck shit that people don't want to cop to, and I'm not here for it. I'm not here for none of Scott shit, except that he could be a father, even though he walked out with a little motherfucker. We're not gonna go into that yet. I'll just drop it right there.
We don't get a Cyclops. We don't get a Cyclops being a city boy in the episode. I believe it was episode 3, but Cyclops did his thing. They saved Sunspot. Sunspot wakes up in Beast's lab. He listens to Mozart. Classic Beast. We get classic Beast.
I love classic
Jubilee. You're getting the vibes already. So Jubilee pretty much takes Sunspot to training, the danger room. He's not trying to use his powers. Then he gets chunked by Wolverine. Oh, that was real. Oh, this nigga got claws in my head. Oh no, I'm out of here. Y'all tripping now. I was fine with the blue monkey listening to Mozart. He said blue monkey, not me. I was fine with the blue monkey listening to Mozart. This is too much. You got the chick with a yellow raincoat shooting firecrackers. I don't know. I'm out of here. He left, and they're just not taking it seriously in Cyclops' eyes. He's just like, I don't know how to get these guys going. So beignets at me, all this extra shit. I'm fed up. I'm more than fed up. And then Jean's like, once the baby leave, we gotta dip. I can't stand these niggas, but I don't know about dipping. Like, who's gonna lead the team? Stuff like that. So they're really not taking shit seriously. You get a flashback to the basketball episode from '92. Gambit with the short shorts and the do-rag. And then Wolverine, you got a ball with no all the hamburger meat on his chest. He got a ball with no shirt on.
Yeah.
Of course, it causes the issue. Yeah, like, yo, we gotta go get Sunspot back. And Jean gotta send down to go save Sunspot. Sunspot in the club where Blade was in the first movie. Of course, the friends of Manny find him. Morph being weird. So we're gonna admit Morph had a crush on Wolverine. Right?
Yeah, like for sure, 100%. He loved that man. Like, he was in love with that man. Yeah.
It's not just a crush; they have a love interest. There's a love interest.
It's a real strong bromance.
It is not bro. They have an actual romance relationship.
We're gonna get into the other episode where he was at the tree. He turned to Sabretooth. That was a little. Hey,
What?
Get that extra testosterone out on me.
Wolverine loves fighting Sabretooth, so why not?
So get that hormones out on me. Get them testosterone out on me. When I turn into this guy, and he threw beer at him. Come on, though. I mean, he can't get drunk, but other than that, yeah. After that, they Cyclops with Jean on Cerebro goes to interrogate Gydrick. Pretty much just like, listen, we cut your sentence down. Just tell us where Master Mold is. He not feeling it. You know, I ain't Charles, so I'm gonna get Jean to invade your mind, and Jean pretty much sees Bastion and Days of Future Past.
Well, she doesn't necessarily see Bastion. She sees the Sentinel. She sees
she definitely sees Cable, but she doesn't know it's Cable.
She sees Cable, but she sees one. What's his name? The other one that really to sperm into Bastion's father. What the fuck is his name?
Mr. Sinister?
Sinister at the end.
Sinister. The other one. Damn it. I can't believe I can't remember his name. I can see him clear as day. It's gonna come back to me. I'm sorry, guys. My bad. Let me look this shit up.
It was Graves, Sentinels. We get the eyes of Bastion, but we don't know.
Talking about Trask. Talking about Trask.
Well, he saw Trask too, but she saw the other one. He's like purplish. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not a Sentinel, but he's
Oh, you talking about? I know you're talking about. I can't think of the name right now. Talking about the one with not the one with the 3 heads, right?
Well, it's gonna come to me. Keep talking. It's gonna come to me.
Let's talk about it.
They break up with Dad. They do the little scuffle at the club to save Sunspot, and we got the location of the Master Mold at the location of Trask. And you know, they show up Blackbird style. Probably one of the coolest scenes. Sentinel attacks them. Cyclops does his thing. Another one they was riding. Oh, he jumped off the plane and
wait, Cam, I got it. Cam, it's Nimrod.
We're back at it. Nimrod. There you go.
Nimrod. Okay.
Yep.
So she sees that.
I really got out.
And then we get a good fight. They play the classic music, all that good stuff, and then the line of the episode, give them the forecast, and then we put respect on Storm's name, Omega level mutant detective. She's
that was the coldest walk up to a fight I've ever seen.
Honestly. Lightning down, turning sand into glass is just like doing everything she can to make herself to just be who she is.
You know, she had to say her sands of time. You know, she had to say her sands of time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Sure did.
I thought other cool aspects was Beast Controller Sentinel. That was cool. Rogue doing her thing. She did some Marvel Capcom 2 moves also. And then Wolverine teaming up with Gambit. Get rid of Master Mold. Solid episode. I thought that was the best episode of the 5. Well, you know, episode 5 was a thing. But how'd y'all feel about episode 1?
It was a good way to start it off. It was a good way to like pick up where everything left off almost 30 some years ago.
Yeah, I'm with Jensen. I think that they really did a really good transition between the older show into this one. It didn't feel like a new show in itself. It just felt like the next episode of the last series, and I really appreciated that. And then, I mean, of course, Cyclops beam skating. You can't not like that. You can hate Cyclops. It's not like, yeah, that was tough. Like it's undeniable. I think they did a really good job setting up the second episode within the first episode, so I give them kudos for that too, with them crashing into the warehouse, but we'll get to that on the next one. Again, the Omega level mutant detective, you can't deny that. I mean, just her showing up and it's immediate catastrophe for the other side is always beautifully done. them all collaborating to survive the X-Jet being blown to smithereens in mid-air unexpectedly. It was poetry in motion. I don't think there's much they could have added to that episode besides like another 20 minutes.
So to me, my X-Men first episode was absolutely amazing. Beau DeMaio did his thing. He did his thing all season long. On Pins and Needles season 2. First episode, of course, which is just Cyclops trying to find a source of this anti-mutant technology. So it's an amazing journey, but it also gives you the nostalgia from the 1990s where they left that this thought that Charles is dead, which we about to get into that shit because that motherfucker ain't shit, period. But we get into that.
No, you're right. Damn right.
We get to see pregnant Jean. We about to go through the motions with that. We get to see Scott wanting to be a family man, wanting to live that dream, because we're gonna be clear, this is really not what he's set up for. Jubilee, we get to see her little cutesy wootsy fireworks in action. She's not one of my favorite characters. I always have thumbed down her, and I still don't give a fuck.
Oh yeah, I'm with you. I still don't see the point of her, even in comics.
She's useless. She's useless. Definitely what Otis said about the plane, that moment. Now I'm not a Scott Summers Cyclops fan in the least bit, but seeing him beam his motherfucking way down after just diving off that shit, like just wholeheartedly, that was fire. And that moment where it's like in the forecast, like that shit right there. Yeah. That was a beautiful moment. Beau DeMaio did his thing. He set you up very well for episode 2, leaves you on that ball field, and then brings you into the room with, I believe it was Scott, and it was a few of them with Scott and Jean and them, and they're going over the little book with Xavier once. So we about to walk into that next part because we know my guy is coming next. So definitely a top.
I mean, the GOAT did arrive at the end of episode 1. Yeah. Magneto is there. So the last will and testament of Charles and Xavier. This is my X-Men now. I get all his shit. All that. Right. All this shit is mine. And everybody's like, the fuck is going on? So we got episode 2. They're opening it up. He's like, yeah, Charles left everything to me. This is all my shit now. Y'all all my X-Men. He's basically on, I'm not saying he's on some Beanie Siegel shit, like get down and lay down, state property type shit. But, I'm just saying, this is what he wanted. This is my shit now, but I'm gonna let y'all cook. And then Magneto, by the grace of God, saved the Ferris wheel from crushing on people. Just like, oh, Magneto kind of changed, maybe. I don't know. But Scott ain't feeling it. He's just like, yo, Jean, read his mind. Like, no, I don't want to do it. You did it to Godric. That's kind of different. I'm not going to do it to Magneto. The invasion of properties. Rogue, she felt a little tickle in her loins, but from past activities. But, we're going to stop it. We're going to discuss in episode 5, is Rogue a bot or not? So just, is she just saying, the game is a little dirty, but we're gonna get there.
When you got two niggas, you got two niggas. You have to make a decision, and either you gonna be with both or you gonna be with neither one. I'm just saying, I keep your options open, babies.
That's crazy work. That's crazy work. But other than that, it's pretty much the trial of Magneto this episode. So Valerie Cooper comes down, her little strike force, just like, yeah, Magneto's gonna be on trial. And just like, Magneto's like, you know what? You got it. I could cry. And she made the little petty ass threat, just like, these bullets are anti-magnetic, they won't work. But your helicopters are made of metal. Stop giving me the bullshit. God, stop. Come on. Y'all want to threaten me? Stop. But he's like, yo, you got it. We'll go there for a little trial. The judges tell Magneto his shit, and then Magneto tell him his shit. It's just like, you can't not side with Magneto. He's coming from a place of hurt, a place of struggle, a place of pain. You don't even know the faces of his parents. That's how long he's been struggling for. And talking to Charles, that was his beam of light for trying to be different, but he had to do it his way. Now with Charles passing, you're trying to do it Charles's way. You gave me your dream. I'll make your dream a reality. But no, the protesters outside, the Friends of Humanity, My man got that anti-mutant gun in the fucking inventory. I got one shot for these niggas. Hook his ass. But execution went in on some. He's kind of on some G shit. I'm not gonna lie. He got beat the fuck up out of here. He beat the shit out of Cyclops, but knocked off his visor, beat the shit out of him. But yeah, this is the moment people might wanted to turn on this show when Storm got hit with the anti-little mutant nullifier gun, and then she didn't have her power. She's crying on the floor. She can't feel the wind. They're not at her command anymore. And it took all of Magneto to not squash everybody that was a human in there. Took them up there in the clouds and just like, I could squash you with my foot right now, but Charles wouldn't want that. I'm going to show y'all mercy by whatever will I have right now. And you saw Magneto's growth as a character. This is major character development points for him. He tried, y'all. He tried. So I don't blame him by the end of the season when he put that helmet back on. Just like, I gotta go back to being a gangster. I tried with y'all. I really did. And the X-Men, the X-Men had to kind of see that. Just like Cyclops eased back on him. Just like, all right, maybe he's here to play ball. Stuff like that. Other than that, Cable got boring. And that was an interesting scene. Also, the doctor, being human, would not assist Jean in the birth of her child. And Cyclops was like, listen, Rogue, touch this nigga. Take his fucking PhD, all that shit. Take all that shit off the wall.
Right.
I need you to deliver my kid. And Jean's like, I trust you, Rogue. You can do this. And then, we got Cable. He was born. And you got Magneto doing a whole, proving everybody wrong for the most part. And Storm losing her powers, taking a sabbatical. Sidebar question: how did y'all feel about this sisterhood that Jean and Storm randomly had that was not in the first X-Men? That was kind of weird to me, but who knows?
It was a nice little wrinkle. I didn't have no issue with it. I mean, they've been through everything through hell for years, so having a moment like that doesn't give like it fit in with what everything was going on. It wasn't just something that just, hey, I'm gonna do this on some random type stuff.
Yeah, I agree with Jensen. Yes, it wasn't something that they showed through the original as much, but again, like, they've been through war, death, and everything in between with each other. They got to have some familiarity living under the same roof.
Facts.
Shit.
All right. I'm going to say that I enjoyed the little sisterly bond. Now, was I used to it? No, because I don't remember them being that close when growing up, nor do I remember them being that close in the comics too much. But, however, it was actually a beautiful thing. It actually shows that there can be a girl's girl, that women's can be a women's woman or a woman's woman. But it gives you that little glimpse into, we can work together regardless. It's the sisterhood, this family. So, and the whole point of X-Men are actually a family unit. If you notice, they don't do well when they're on their own singular. This is the Omega level mutants. However, when they work together as a group and as a team, you see the family dynamic of it. So it was a beautiful thing if you want to go family dynamic wise.
So, yeah, I thought it was cool for it, because Rogue. Jubilee's too young, and Rogue was for the niggas. So I mean, we know that. But so had her them two together is fine. Storm leaves, and you hear the ring at the doorbell, and of course pops up the real Jean Grey. So they did that storyline. It was weird for one episode of season 3 to kind of rush things for comic book purposes. But how'd y'all feel about episode 2?
Just
I give it like a 7-8 out of 10. But the whole, when Madeline popped up, that just like, oh, this is where we finna go. Y'all not playing no games. This is something y'all probably would expect like in episode 4 or 5. But y'all threw this in 2. I said, yeah, this is gonna be a long season 1 in a good way.
Yeah, I agree with Jensen. I thought that Magneto's rant after he, took the whole court into the sky was fantastic. I think that's one of the best monologues I've seen in superhero content in a minute. I think that the display coming from Magneto, knowing who he is, knowing how easily he could have just thrown them away, like Cam said, shows a lot of growth in him, and really completely justifies him by the end. Because when we're gonna get to 5, but episode 5 happened. It's for the birds. But I was a little. I figured that when they the baby was born and they named him Nathan, they were gonna go down the Madeline Pryor line. I didn't think that they would get to it so abruptly, and honestly, I do kind of feel that they got it through it a little bit too quickly. But again, that's once the next episode we'll get there. This episode I think was pretty solid. I think it's I'm gonna go slightly above Jensen and give it an 8, just because the dialogue I thought was really strong in this episode between everybody. So. I give that a 9.
All right, I'm sorry. My computer was dying. My bad.
You good.
So, so definitely for episode 2, it was about mutant liberation beginning. So we got to see Magneto in a. Oh snaps! Was I frozen? I thought I was frozen. We get to see Magneto in another sense, in another style. We get to see Jean back. Well, Jean. We get to see Jean come while Madeline is actually in the house. Well, she'll become Madeline Pryor in the end. This brings excitement for Logan because Logan is just like twins. I'm here for the twins.
I get one.
Can I get one, please? It's also seeing Jean give birth to Madeline, give birth to Cable, with so adorable, so cute. It was also Rogue taking over that, I don't have time for this. While y'all not ready to do this, I'm just going to use my powers and step in and give y'all a hand. So it was a dope moment for Rogue. I actually like the work that Bo puts into Rogue, and I feel like that she might be one of my favorite characters because she got a lot of work put on her, and she put a lot of work in this season. So it was a dope episode for me. I'm gonna know what my worst episode is before we even go. I hated episode 4. That's the worst episode. But for me, episode 4 was but other than that, this was a great for me. Thought it was really dope. Bo puts in a lot of work and he brings that nostalgia back. Also, he also takes all of this from the Fatal Attraction series in X-Men. This is the 4 comic pieces of Fatal Attraction. So it's a dope thing for me.
All right. So episode 3 opens up. They get Jean, the real Jean, on the couch, and Beast doing his evaluations. And then Scott's just like, he's confused. Maybe Wolverine's a little horny to seeing 2 Jeans. We don't know. But other than that, they're just there's overall confusion. Morph making a joke of it as usual. And they're just like, well, the coming to the conclusion is just like, this is the real Jean, you're the fake Jean. And then he's like, well, Scott got my back. And he's just like, well, I ain't say all that, but just like, I'm over my son. I know that for sure. And she's like, no, give me my baby. This is over with. Storm would have believed me. And then she just threw that out there because, okay, sure, maybe. But they got that from the arc where they got the real Jean from Jamaica Bay, and then she was in the Phoenix Cocoon way back in the day from when they did the whole Shi'ar Empire stuff with the Jean doing that. So they kind of threw that in there. Then, the episode got a little wonky at some point. Sinister coming over the baby monitor, just call me father and all this other shit. And then she starts losing it. And then she had the little Sailor Moon transformation, turning into Goblin Queen. That's fine. And so they try to do like Inferno real quick. That's a little prominent X-Men storyline, but they just dumped that into one episode that wasn't really it. To emphasis on it. So there's a bunch of everybody. So the part where Morph thinks he's walking into Wolverine in the shower, okay, but you'll call it a bromance. Whatever, fine. I'm just saying. He's a little bit too excited to wash up Wolverine. He sees Sinister. That's his worst nightmare. Gambit walks in on Rogue and Magneto. Savage Land mode. Just Lita draws at home. This is just loincloth only. And he's just like, oh, I can't see the bullshit I just saw. Roberto Da Costa is seeing his mom coming out the TV, all spider-like. It's like, you're a disappointment, all this other shit. Jubilee was there too. I think Cyclops and Bishop, they ran into their mirror things that they feared. Bishop's sister that he left in the past, or in the future rather, at that point, showing up to him, and fake Jean talking to Cyclops like, you're bad dad, and you're just like, you ain't shit, all that extra shit. So yeah, it was a pretty good combat sequence. They simulated the Inferno thing. They was like in hell fighting demons, and got a cool combination attack with Bishop and Cyclops. He's like, yo, just hit me.
Charge
me up. No Diddy. Charge me up, and then he did all the extra. We get a cool Bishop scene, so that was cool. And then Jean subconsciously just like kind of takes over the situation, puts everything back in order, and then yeah, surprisingly, no Rogue and Magneto. I wonder what they were doing, but they show up and just like, oh, rap. What's going on? And then Rogue's like, hey, Gambit, you're hurt. I feel away. And Gambit's like, no, I'm cool. I'm okay. I'm not good with what I saw, but the head injury ain't nothing. So yeah, Jean's recovering, and Magneto took himself, Cyclops, I believe Morph also, to do like a little strike unit, and then go attack Sinister at the heart of all things, because Madeline left with Nathan. And then Sinister, he want to turn Cable into Strife for the most part. And that storyline. Strife is the Cable, is the clone of Cable, the perfect incarnation of Cable. So I did want to ask this. So he went through everything he went through to make Cable invincible, right? Should they just let him do it? Well, I know they're not going to let him do it, but would he have not had the techno-organic virus if Sinister wanted to continue on what he wanted to continue on doing?
I'm not sure, honestly. I think that would just probably
prolong things, or
just to get the story going, type thing. I mean, sometimes we look at Logic, and sometimes it's like, all right, this is just gonna happen. It's possible.
I figured that's what he's trying to do. It's like get him not to get the techno-organic, rather to make him the best, or make a level he could be without the
strain that happened to hold off. Yeah.
So we get to this eerie church scene, and mind you, Morph turned into Spiral this episode, and then he turned into Magic this episode. Then I forgot Magic's evil persona that she did turn into, he turned into to attack Cyclops. Cyclops is just like, he kind of feeling away with Madeline, hit her in the head, but it meant nothing. And he get the Cyclops weak to psychic games. That's his MO. Nothing wrong with that. He has a type.
Nothing. He has a type. He has a type.
So we saw Madeline beat Magneto 1-on-1. That was pretty cool. So just to see her go all out and just like, I got something for that Magneto shit. So that Magneto force field can't cover everything. So kind of takes out Magneto too. And then you see Simp Wolverine get Jean back in her prime, her awakening to remember where she's at.
Why you gotta be a simp? Why you gotta make him a simp? Come on.
Was he not?
No.
Okay, all right.
You like. Listen. We talk
later
about
he kept the G. Later he kept the G. He kept a G later on, so I'll give him credit for that. But what he did. So Jean interferes with Madeline, has the psychic battle with her, and breaks the Sinister hold. Madeline and Cyclops said, let's go get our son back. They get Nathan back. Sinister, like the evil villain is, goes into the shadows, does a little poetry, like Lady Bird, your house is on fire now. Emphasizing I wasn't able to do what I was able to do, so your son's gonna suffer. I still got my little tidbit. He always got some Summers jeans and gray jeans with him to do what he needs to do.
Always.
Yeah, so we realized Nathan got the techno organic virus, and Cyclops was like, I'm not gonna abandon my son. How y'all feel being abandoned? And then the next line was like, I can't do this shit. Fuck out of here. I'm out. What?
He definitely walked out. He did say, he said, I'm not gonna do this the same way my father did me. And
then walked out.
City Boys is up 1,000 for Cyclops, and then it took Madeline to be like, well, Bishop, can you take him? He's like, I know a guy. And I was like, Forge to me, but you know, I know a guy that can fistics, and it's a one-way trip. So we get this is grand opening, grand closing for Nathan, and grand opening, grand closing for Bishop. We won't see him ever again in the series, but I like Bishop through the series. I wish he could have stood by. It gave me I wish he had the little back and forth with Gambit like he did back in the old show. But that was episode 3.
Because Bishop is in Fatal Attractions, he is in, I believe, Inferno and a few other ones. But because to manipulate this, Bo has to manipulate this because you can't take the same exact route and you got to make it special. So that's why Bishop is missing for a certain period of time. We do know he goes back in the future and he goes back a kid. That's some fuck shit. Taking a nigga carrying a white in which you that's some fuck. I would have never did it. You gotta leave your ass here. I'm so sorry.
This is better than me.
I wouldn't have took the chance.
You would have left. You would have left. Y'all would have made Cable stay and told Bishop to go on.
Listen, we talking about a Caucasian mutant. It's one to be Caucasian. This to add mutant to that shit. Nah, your ass right here. I'm gonna bring my guy back. I'm my guy with me. I got you. I'm not taking.
Could they have gone to the current times Force to try to figure something out instead of taking them to the future?
I'm assuming they didn't know Forge existed at this point, even though if it is a continuation, Forge was in that one episode when they fought X Factor, so they know Forge exists.
Forge is in the season, but we talking about Forge. Forge is the only one that can fix it, so that's the only reason why he would take him to the future. That means that Forge hasn't been supposed to do yet.
But they know Forge because they fought X Factor in one episode,
but they couldn't find him. They didn't even know where he was at though.
Yeah, then I think the end of that episode, Storm finds Forge, and then
he finds her. Let's clear it up.
Oh yeah. Forge finds Storm.
Right, come on, gang.
And then we'll get in episode 4 when he starts clapping and all that stuff. But how'd y'all feel about episode 3? Did he not hit? I'm assuming he hit. Just saying. You ain't gonna tell anybody you love him. He had it once, at the very least. Come on. Storm hit Wolverine, Black Panther. I'll just say. His Cyclops.
Okay, Storm did have an affair with Wolverine. If you go past X-Men episodes and in the comics, they do a relationship.
Yeah,
she's having a great time, and then she does have
got a little city girl in her.
She's big on foreplay, as we saw with her and Logan in the mansion.
Yeah, she also has that relationship with T'Challa because they already are supposed to be technically married to each other. That is already supposed to be there, so she already has that. But she does. Yeah, they do. It's a what comic is it?
I mean, I'm assuming. Well, yeah, I'm talking about like the time frame of when this arc is going on in comics.
All the time frames are fucked up at this point. So
all that is later when they did stuff with Wolverine.
You got a point. Yeah.
Time frames was fucked up at this point. And then she does. We know she's going to have one with Forge. I mean, you can't tell me that you're with this man all this time and y'all flirting and all that. You ain't gonna flirt with me and ain't nothing gonna happen.
You ain't gonna ride horses with shorts that little and not like
or live in his house,
sleeping in his bed.
I'm just saying he had to hit
his clothes on too, wearing the clothes in his bed too, or was those just hers?
That white jumper was his. It had to be his. The white overall John had to be his. No question. But how y'all feel about episode 3? this was one of the episodes IGN gave like a 7, something like that. But
oh no, 4 was the 7. I think they gave episode 3 an 8. I think, and I agree. It's another 8.
It's 8. Yeah, they give it an 8.
Yeah, it lines up about right. I give it an 8, 8.5 at the max, but an 8 definitely. Anything lower, man, y'all you tripping.
Yeah, I agree. Also an 8, really good episode. Again, my only complaint is that it was sped up a little bit too much. I feel like that could have been like 2 episodes, like that they kind of spaced that out over, let like us really, get to know Madeline, well, Goblin Queen as we knew her then. But outside of that, I think it went really well. I think they did a great tie-in back to showing like the moment when they showed Cable's like history, like re-showing that in that episode. I thought that was really dope. Yeah, for the most part, I don't really have any complaints about it, other than the fact that it was just too rushed. So that takes them down to from the 10 to an 8. Really good episode though.
I would rate episode 3 an 8, definitely. Maybe a 9 for me. I love X-Men, so I might be biased. I might just be biased. But it was a great episode. I love the details to it. I actually, like I said, comic buff here, so it's them sticking to certain comics and certain things out and kind of manipulating this timeline, which has already been messed up so many goddamn times. It's amazing to actually see it come to fruition, to see it come to action, to see it come to light. It's a beautiful thing. I don't think there was anything about the episode I didn't like. I mean, shout out to Bishop being enough to take a little homie with him, because I wouldn't have did that shit. But yeah, it was a good episode.
I'm not gonna call it racism, call it biasness. It's just like you just biased. Babies in the future.
But I do got a slack. I get ready to go over to my Mother Than Now podcast. I will say 4 definitely my least favorite episode. 5 I thought was phenomenal. Everything that Magneto did after episode 5 was justified, and low key Invincible and the X-Men 97 had the same episode 5, and that's in my rank.
All right, follow Loose V, Blur Crew Entertainment, Now Podcast, Blur.com. I think I cover everything. But you got more stuff that I can not count on because you're always busy. But come back for 6 through 10.
I'll be back.
All right, we're gonna continue on episode 4. Probably the easiest episode to review. This is Jubilee's birthday, and she's Motendo. She gets in our Mojo world, and just doing shit. It was an episode, but you get.
I mean, before you dive too deep into it, Cam, can we give some respect to Motendo? Like, it was like that little moment with the game. I was like, wow, this is nostalgic for me.
I'm not gonna do the deepest dive into it.
Beautiful.
I think go back to the 90s X-Men arcade game. It gave that vibe. They did that. I thought that was awesome. It's good seeing Mojo.
Yeah, Mojo about it. Mojo about the ratings. Mojo
slept on
Mojo. If Mojo was in real life, he would absolutely own social media.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
He would have his own network.
Yeah.
Maybe the new Love and Hip Hop with comic book characters. So
you know what? I didn't think about that till now.
Starve them, feed them to Casamigos, and let them fight each other.
Casamigos.
That's all it's gonna be. Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, people don't like this episode. It's Jubilee's birthday, man. He was like, "You need to train," and she's just trying to go out and party. She doesn't want to grow up. You saw Spiral. You saw flashbacks to 92 when she was collared up when the first Genosha with First Storm and Gambit. Back to that, you saw the arcade Magneto that was just like annoying to fight in the arcade game, and it was weird seeing Beta digital older Jubilee, but I guess it was just necessary to the story to get her to mature us just a little bit. I understand you just want to stay young, but you gotta get older. Everything's fun and games and stuff like that. And it was so high peak and high energy for the first 3 episodes. It was fine to take a week off and just like enjoy a fun episode, because you're not gonna get that ever again. This is your one time to get a fun episode. I thought it was cool. They went to the life death storyline with Storm getting her powers back, and that was in the comic with her and Forge and all that stuff. And you get to see what we thought was the Shadow King, but it's not Shadow King. They went with the adversary. They went with that route, and I thought he seemed a little bit more menacing to when, if you remember the Shadow King from the earlier X-Men and Storm's random son that she had.
Yeah.
And he's just a nigga on bare feet just running real fast, and then the Shadow King tackled with Charles, and it was a whole mess. That arc, I think that was like 2 episodes of that, but they didn't do that. They just went with the adversary, just like fed off Forge's fear and pain, because a lot was in that little 15 minutes. Forge created the collars for mutants, and it created basically a gun to neutralize mutant powers, and that kind of comes up when Storm comes back. And Storm ain't about that shit. It's like, y'all niggas gonna find another way. Ain't fuck with that shit no more. I've been through enough. Storm's trying to get her powers back, trying to feel the breeze, feel the wind. Nothing's working. I think they're in the kind of a pseudo relationship, because Forge is like, I love you, and it's like Storm's like, I ain't about that shit. You just told me everything from the jump. He's like, if I told you everything from the jump, wouldn't have trusted me. That wasn't the man I was. A different person now. I was hurting. I was grieving. I was in pain. Another man right now. I'm trying to get you your powers back. I'm trying to do right from what I did. And you got a couple callbacks from him being X-Force, and then more hoochie daddy shorts with the leg out. But yeah, I thought the end of the Life Death Part 1 was cool. A lot of callbacks. It was fun to see Storm, to see what she's doing besides not being on the team. And then, the Jubilee part was fine. But I gotta say, in the low score it gets. How'd y'all feel about it?
I think when I saw what the episode was going, I was like, wow, I stepped at like 2:00 in the morning for this. But it was cool. It was a fun watch. The Motendo, seeing Mojo, seeing the older Jubilee, and Magneto. Magneto was like, she wants to enjoy her birthday. Magneto like, you can train so you can see more of your birthdays, and I was like, damn, you kind of make a point there. But it's still your birthday. It's still your birthday, and it's one time a year. But it is what it is. The more I watched, the more I enjoyed it, but it was definitely one of my least favorite episodes.
Understandable.
All right, so it was one of my least favorites. I hated that. I ain't even gonna lie. I would just focus on Storm. We could just make Storm's episode. I felt like Jubilee was unnecessary. I understand that her powers affect how her actions in the end, when you get to the end of season 1. You know what I'm saying? I know how that hit different, and you get to see a different power scale, and it was nice seeing her of that stuff. However, I do think this could have been this episode was unnecessary. This episode for Jubilee for me was unnecessary. Yes, she's a child. I understand the part of her that's like, yeah, well, I just want to have fun. It's my birthday. I just want to turn up. I get it. I totally get it. I understand she's the youngest. She is the youngest mutant there. So it's like, okay, now she has somebody her age. She just wants to have a good, she just wants to celebrate. She wants to feel like she's normal enough. There's a normalcy to celebrate your birthday. I feel like man was fucked up for being like, no, we're not doing this shit today. Like, you could have gave her a little bit. Y'all could have sang happy birthday, gave her a little song. They could have did something small, which actually would have taken away from that part. We might not have had to need that little extra Motendo part. However, of the bringing Motendo in, then I was like, oh, my boy is coming up, this nigga, but I love him at the same time. So it was really nice to know, oh, I'm about to get next. It was dope seeing the Capcom, the Just so little pieces. So many little video games in between that I'm like, oh, I played that. I remember that game. Like it was nice, you know. And then they give you flashbacks, like Cam said, to Genosha, where they meet Storm and all that stuff from way back when. So it's just like, okay, I like this. I like where y'all tying to. Again, they could have just focused on Storm because Storm's story seemed like it was more like she's lost her powers. She's powers. I really don't care about Fireworks. Fireworks and Sunspot kind of irritate me. Both of their characters. They're both young. They're both need more training. They need more supervision. It's a lot that comes along with these two characters. And they need growth, mental growth, and also physical growth for their power scale. So work needs to be put in on both of them either way. Focusing on Storm would have been my priority. If I was a writer, it would have been my priority because Storm is a very popular character amongst African Americans, number one, but also in the X-Men fan service. It's a lot of fans. People love to see her. People love to see Cyclops, Wolverine. There are specific ones. So I would have liked more Storm, but we got what we got. I love her and Forge. I think that is cute. I actually love the little love affair they about to have that's about to go down. I understand where Forge was coming from. Yeah, he fucked up. He made a mistake. He just sold his idea. He sold his idea and they used it against him. It actually wasn't his fault. So I saw where he was coming from for that. You know, he fucked up. All right, but he cute though, so it makes up for it. That's it. I only like Storm's part of the episode. I hated the whole video game thing. It was dope to a certain extent, but not enough for me.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. But, you know, we take from lighthearted to heavy on episode 5. So they decided the UN is like, oh, we're going to grant y'all Genosha. So we'll get y'all right. So they give Magneto, Rogue, and then Gambit was like, well, I'm going to tag ahead because fuck all that. And then they head to Genosha while the other teammates get interviewed pretty much for everybody else to see how they're living, and Beast is there, and you know he likes them some human yams. He gets a little blushing and going on and all that stuff.
Mrs. Tilby likes his fire. He like her. She's a snack in his eyes.
So Beast is talking about how the X-Men are, how they live, and how they want to coexist with mutants, and we get a little going around how everybody's a little on edge or sad or just feeling emotions, and we finally get to new Genosha, got Magneto statues, Professor X statues, and everybody's kind of like living it up in this little island setting. But you get Nightcrawler back, so we get more active. Nightcrawler's a great addition to this show going forward.
You going to slide over how Rogue was in the jet with her two niggas? Slide over that because like that's.
I just said she was in there with Magneto and Gambit. Y'all can make well.
I'm just saying, you know, like you want to take your side of your main with you or your main your side.
You know she love controversy.
I mean, I also didn't mention the part where Rogue was giving her morning coffee and just like Gambit can make you that coffee. It's like, no, I got it. And then Magneto's like, oh, it's actually 3 sugars. And it's like, nigga, since you making orders, make mine. No, I'm not gonna. I could have mentioned that, but it was just messy. I got to leave something for the people to see how messy it was for them.
We gotta talk about it, Cam. That's some real shit.
We can talk about that end when Rogue was just like, Rogue got on her hands and knees and said, "I can't feel you, Gambit, so that means the most to me." It's like not everything gotta be felt. To me, it does. It's like, nigga, what the.
You see your side man or your main, whatever. Because I'm not sure which one is the main or the side at this point. I'm confused.
So all right, so for context, City Girls is up 1,000 for taking your side and your main on one trip. So I will give Rogue her compliments. I did give Cyclops his points for being City Boys up for what he did. Just like, oh, he gets another 1,000 points for his little scuffle with Jean outside the mansion.
I mean, how was he?
You know, that was hilarious.
people's knocking Cyclops, but I'm like, that was a perfect clone of Jean, and y'all knocking him for that. That was a perfect.
And this is if Mojo was still on this episode. Ratings, Mojo would be fat as shit off this episode.
If Mojo would have found that out, he would have been broadcasting it from the Shi'ar to the Skrulls to the Eternals to Asgard,
everywhere. Spyro wouldn't need 3 more arms to control how much shit was going on with these cameras. But
man, Spyro would have said, "I quit,"
and it won't be the first time.
Oh, you're right. But yeah, like I said, people's knocking Cyclops and fault. I'm like, that was a perfect clone of Jean. Not only was Cyclops confused, fooled, everyone else was fooled.
Everybody, the whole team was.
But y'all knocking him for that.
I ain't knocking him for that. What I'm knocking him for is, Jean was right here in young Madeline. Madeline just had a baby with you. Let's go back for a quick second. Just a quick second.
Right.
She had your baby and you look dead in her face. No, Cam. You look dead in her face. She was like, "Come on, Scott." And he was like, that's fuck shit. Like,
no, that's for real. That's for real. I just had my first son, and that's his mother, and you're telling me to leave them, and not even her. Right. You tell me to leave my son. Well, he didn't leave. Like, right. Eventually his son got sent away.
He was holding. He was like, I mean,
no, like, and what bothers me, Hank is like, well, that's the real Jean. I mean, but you're not. But you're the real. That's the real one right there. And it's just like, come on, Hank. We ain't got time for this shit. You can do a DNA.
Hank was not reading the room.
The science. He couldn't read the room because the science was so potent. I can't blame Beast. The science was so potent at that time. He couldn't read the room. Nobody else did either. And Wolverine just like sitting there, just bricked. At this point, from seeing 2 Jeans, he couldn't. Nobody can help him. And Morpheus is going to make a joke of it. There's no Storm to bring some diplomacy there. And Magneto's just like, what the fuck is going on? He never seen some type of shit like this.
Yeah, before. Magneto's seen everything, but he's never seen. That's when Magneto is speechless down there, and he's seen everything. Mm-hmm. And then Wolverine, when Madeline was about to have the baby, she like is here. He talking about where Apocalypse at. He ready to fight.
Yeah.
He ready to throw hands. It's like,
he ready to throw hands. He like, where in the first place says Apocalypse. I'm like, wow, bro. You didn't say Sabretooth. You didn't say
Juggernaut. Anybody.
Juggernaut or whoever. You said Apocalypse.
He's
Apocalypse gonna toss him through a window.
He was that thirsty for a fight. He went all the way up. But you see Genosha, you see Toad, you see Pixie, you see
Leech was Leech there?
Leech was there.
Leech was
there. You see Exodus. You see Multiple Man. You see Boom Boom randomly. I'm like, well, shout out to Boom Boom. Boom Boom was there. Boom Boom linked up.
You know what? I don't check for her like that. So okay.
Boom Boom was there. You got a nice exchange between Gambit and Nightcrawler talking about how he loves Rogue, and just like, well, marry her then. He's like, it's not that simple. He's like, I love you, Americans. He's so dramatic. It's just like, it's not that deep. It's like, you know what? Go back to those angry ass fucking mages that was hunting you down, and just like, no, you're funny, Gambit, but I'm not going to do that.
Nightcrawler is the voice of reason. He answered the group. He's like, I'm always going to give y'all some positivity. Shit is fucked up, but we're here. You're alive. You're alive. Like, he's going to give you some positivity, and I'm here for him for that. But he should have read the room.
I love this Nightcrawler. I love his hair. I love they fixed his hair because his hair was
I love his hair. The way that it blends into his skin versus how we've seen Nightcrawler in various forms and various formats, and I think this one is actually my favorite.
Yeah, back in '92, he had probably the wrong conditioner because his hair was fucking jacked. he got his Vidal Sassoon herbal essences on. He got the right blend for '97, so we give him credit for that. Cyclops went into the interview. And, he tried to keep it P, and then she kind of brought up Nathan. It's like, you know what? I really don't like y'all niggas like that. Y'all better be glad I'm motherfucking a mutant. I hate y'all niggas. Y'all want to give birth to son because he's different. You call my son a freak. And like, he tried to play it off at first, like, well, me and Gino got you.
And he's right.
True. He wasn't lying. Right. And then you know he kind of goes overboard. He was kind of right, so he went overboard and just like y'all better be glad we're one of the good ones that protect y'all from y'all ignorance, you know. And he stormed off. So, I mean, before he did that, him and Jean had a back and forth, and Jean was professing how Cyclops anchored her to stay on pretty much Earth, because when she was possessed by the Phoenix, she wanted to just like be free, roam the galaxies, but Cyclops was her anchor. And Cyclops going back to how Jean pretty much was a bully to him, but he found that attractive.
You talking about him and Madeline? You talking about when he was in the room with Madeline in the mind, or are you talking about?
Oh no, I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that part.
Oh, okay. That's the one I want.
So Jean kisses Wolverine, and we're gonna gloss over that. And it was like, no, he kept it G at this point. He's like, no, the rules is you are Jean Grey, that's Sarah Summers, that's y'all shit. So you slipped up for a minute.
Yeah.
And I can respect that, but I'm gonna keep it P and just like that's y'all. And then like what I would like us to have a moment where just me and you, but I'm not gonna disrespect him like that. He ain't a shit, but I ain't gonna disrespect him because of you. So he walks away. And so that part gets glossed all the fuck over when they have a little argument. Like, yo, I love Nathan. I can't see colors, but I can see brown in his hair, brown in his eyes. And Jean's sympathetic with him. And then Madeline listened to the conversation. And then that's when the love of hip hop shit going on. He's like, bitch, what the fuck you doing in my man?
He was talking to Madeline. Jean was listening in on the conversation.
And it's like Madeline, you kind of dozed off a little bit. Just like, oh no, it was nothing. It's like, so y'all got
it was Emma was like, oh yeah, she's not here, boop. I know where she is.
Emma was super messy in that. It's like,
hey,
this. And
Emma didn't waste no time with it. They didn't waste no time with Emma's pettiness.
Yeah,
he's like, you gotta
didn't waste no time.
He's like, psychic connections are shit. You got this psychic connection with this bitch. He's like, it's not that simple. He's like, how long did it last? I'll probably like a month. I was just checking in on her. Oh, so you checking in on that bitch now, huh? Oh, y'all got a kid, and now what about me? He's like, oh, I come here and just like, you got this, and I ain't got my memories, and that's so, and this, that, and the third. He's just like, you know what? Cyclops had enough. He's like, you know what? Do you even love me? Do you even know what love is? Or you want to feel as though you know what love is? He's like, don't switch this back on me. Don't gaslight me. And then she collapsed and did a little Jean collapse, and all that went away. It's just like, you know what, Jean? He's like, oh, something's happening. Something ain't right. It's just like, all right, cool. But we go back, and then I skipped over this part. The new Genosha got, well, I think they took a little bit from Krakoa with the Quiet Council. So
they did. Got
the little Quiet Council.
You really glossed over the whole ball thing before shit went left. Like, let's talk about like how he was like, Rogue, you should be my queen. Let's talk about that.
Like, Negro, please.
Is that out? Okay, let's not act like it wasn't even there. Like, Gambit is still here on this island with us, nigga. What? How am I be your queen?
I understand City Girls is up. She trying to.
If they ever showed the episode where Gambit just got like sloppy drunk because he's seen all this, I wouldn't even been mad because I think he literally went to the bar after he saw all that.
Now, we're gonna get to it. We got the all white on, looking crisp, taking Nightcrawler's advice. But their council was Mortimer Taggart, Banshee, Sebastian Shaw, Emma Frost, and they need a focal point for the representative for this Quiet Council, and they chose Magneto. And then Madeline Pryor is there also. Nightcrawler is actually part of the council too for more religious activities for mutants and stuff like that. And he was like, oh, you want me to play down to these humans level? He's like, well, you're already doing that, so you might as well just keep doing it.
Yeah.
Can we go past any further? Let's talk about how Cable was there and how Madeline only knew that was Cable. Like, Madeline was Nathan.
Before the invasion happened.
Yep.
And then that later on, you didn't know how deep that moment was until Cable started expressing himself about how I did that X amount of times. We're gonna get that in the part 2 of that, because that was what Cable lived through. That was kind of a little deep, but you get the tidbit with Gambit and Rogue. Gambit's dressed in all white. It's like, I'm probably gonna marry Rogue, and it's like they had the little back and forth. It's like, it's not that deep. I do love you, but I can't feel you. That's my problem. And Magneto can use his powers to use electromagnetism to cease Rogue's ability to absorb, so they can embrace one another. And that's her first human contact, and she was a teenager when her powers awakened. Because y'all already know the episode of Rogue where she took, I guess, this guy Ricky Bobby. It could not be his name, but shout out to the South. It was Bobby in his name. It was probably Ricky in his name, and he left in a coma, and Rogue didn't know how to use the power. And go back to her Rogue's abusive dad and all that other stuff, because find out that she was a mutant. But this is her first human contact with one of her. She doesn't get that with Gambit, but Gambit will do anything for Rogue. But it's not that simple for Rogue. She wants that human interaction and wants that human contact. It's like, I'm sorry, Gambit, I can't. It's that whatever you proposing. And Gambit was like, fuck it, you got it. So Mojo got fat as a fucking room watching that motherfucking shit go down. You already been fat watching Cyclops and Jean. You got fatter just watching this bullshit. And
he had a heart attack. His blood pressure went through the roof.
And the fact that the ball, you had to watch the main nigga float up and do the fucking pirouette with your bitch. That's crazy work. It's like, you know what? I dress in this white suit for fucking nothing.
Man, I would have left the island. I would have left the.
Give me the nastiest liquor you got. Give me the nastiest unapproved liquor you got.
I'll be like, I need 5 shots of the strongest liquor you got, and keep the tab open. Just keep them coming.
You not only you knock me down, you build up this nigga and y'all floating around and shit
in front of everybody.
You got it.
Oh wait, and they kissed in front of that moment, and then she decided.
Oh yes.
That's why Rose up Bob.
Yeah.
Then she decided to turn him down after this. It was just like, damn, like you just gonna play both of them? I like that for her.
I know you think that's why City Girls is up 2,000 from that jump. So that happened. Madeline actually goes outside. You see Cable come through. It's like, whoa, oh, Cable's here. Okay. It's like, you gotta get everybody off the island. And then she's just so enamored by his eyes to just not heed his warning. It's like, oh, you're Cable. And he fades away. He says, sorry, Mom. And then everything just turns green. I don't know what to call this Sentinel. I think is it? Well, I wouldn't say it's a tri. Is it the Tri-Sentinel from that, or
the
just
one
like
the one with 3 heads?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Tri-Sentinel, and he's just running roughshod through everything, shooting down everybody. So Magneto with Leech on him, protecting everybody. That was kind of like weird that Leech didn't depower Magneto, but hey, we're showing some sympathy for the character. Of course, we get the Omega level mutant detected, and then Magneto's doing his all to protect everybody, trying to get everybody to the garden. That was like the safe haven, and all Genosha happens. You know how many mutants died in that. Apparently, it was 8 million or 16 million mutants, something like that, in the original book, dying because of that. And then, you get Gambit Rogue going off, and then of course we get the scene Gambit remembering the name. And Gambit goes off, and then
man, that's not what happened first, Cam. No, you gotta go through this slowly. Hold up.
I'm sorry.
Do that.
I'm sorry for breathing by Gambit.
Listen, you can't do that because Magneto goes into the middle. Motherfuckers dead. Hella motherfuckers is dead at this point. People are evacuating. People are getting the fuck up out of there if they can. And you see Magneto, he's in a situation, and the Tri-Sentinel is on his. And not only is he on his ass, he's finna kill everybody. But we know Magneto don't die. We know that dead don't die. You see Leech is just like he look like it's gonna be all right, knowing damn well that Leech is about to die.
Cooked.
Like Rogue comes out. He even slams Rogue and Gambit against the wall with the metal bars. He bars them up. So it's just y'all got to stay here because he already know Rogue ass is she's about to go the fuck off. If something happens to he's looking at her through just that little gap, and she is giving him eye contact too. So like, you can't just breeze past that shit like it happened. That's an important moment.
You see your side nigga protect you from yourself, and I get it. I wasn't trying to keep it messy like that. He's like, I'm gonna protect you and your side man, but you know, I get it. That's how Magneto choose to go out.
All right, but then Rogue like,
and Rogue was about to get cooked until Magneto saved until Gambit saved her, and then you get the epic scene of the name's Gambit. Remember it? He charges up the Tri-Sentinel.
No, you missed the part where he charged up the motorcycle. You just skipped all the good parts. You got to see Gambit charged up a motorcycle and flew that shit
to save Rogue.
Smooth into Rogue, knocks her down. Smooth takes her out. Right, but he does. That's the point. That's what I'm saying. You're missing over important parts, and then it's like, all right, Rogue is now not, but she's down for a moment. And now he has that moment with the Tri-Sentinel. And then not only does he have that moment, he actually gets impaled. Then it's just like, all right, mutant defeated. All right, we ain't worried about this. And it's like, he powers all the fuck. It's the name's Gambit. Like,
right. And then Rogue didn't turn into a city girl. And then the last scene was Gambit, I can't feel you. And Gambit, R.I.P. to a real one. Kevin Real.
To a real one. He had to go through all that. Rogue was doing him bad. He still tried to save him. Cold world.
Cold world. It is what it is.
Cold world.
What y'all think? Episode 5?
9. I definitely personally give it a 9.
I'm gonna give it a smooth 10. I gotta give it everything. We saw 2 love triangles. We get Cable. We get a lot of cameos. You get Wolverine actually like, yo, I'm not about to do this with you, Jean. I mean, I want to, and it's all good, but I can't because even though that's not my bro, that's my bro. Like, maybe next time. You get to see Scott having to deal with both Jean and Madeline, but then you also get the other telepath, see Emma peering into somebody's life. Let's talk about there's no fucking consent nowhere. Like, we're just all invading everybody's fucking privacy at this point. No consent whatsoever among telepathics, and this is why I would never want telepathic ability. That's some fuck shit. Like, you could just
I would. That is definitely not what I want.
Fuck shit. I wouldn't want that. But then you get to see like who else? You get to see Scott actually being, standing on some shit. Not because he's not a father of the year, but you get to see him be, all right, yeah, well, you know what? We could have did this, but I'm done with this interview. Fuck this. Y'all ain't shit. Y'all need us. You get to see that Scott. I like seeing that Scott. What else? What else can I touch on? Oh, just seeing Genosha in general, seeing that beautiful part of Genosha, but also that terrifying shit of tearing it down, the genocide in itself, wild. So again, it's just like that feel, you know what? This is black versus white. It to be that way, but that's what it is. They're never going to be human. They're never going to be seen as such. That's it. They gotta go. So that eliminate race is unhinged, but it's a dope ass moment for that 5th episode leading up to everything. So 9. For me, a solid 9. 9-10 for this episode.
But episode 5 left everybody on the cliffhanger. Like, I mean, Gambit was the perfect person to go. Somebody had to go for what they're trying to do later on. It makes sense why Gambit had to go. But that was the first 5 episodes. 6 through 10 is a roller coaster, but they got all the crazy stuff out of the way. But it gets crazier with fashion and more sinister stuff, and then
Xavier
being
a bald-headed hoe,
down bad, bald-headed hoe. We all know the down bad part, and then it's just like, oh, I'm gonna go back for my team, and then he just he rubbed me the wrong way. Nothing different from what he normally does, but he was drawing. But yeah, you see other X-Men storylines unfold, like Fatal Attractions and stuff like that. So they finally did it with Wolverine and Magneto. If you know, you know. But we're gonna come back and review FU 6 through 10 of that. We did the first 5 episodes now. But before I promote where to find us, we got Jensen's here, Jensen's World on all platforms, but specifically where you can find you at.
Man, I'm roaming around the internet. You can catch me on Instagram, JStar1906, TikTok, same name, Facebook, Jensen's World, YouTube, Jensen's World, and that's where you can find me at.
And also, we got Faye J. LaFleur. Did I say it right?
You did.
There you go. On the first try. I didn't want to mess up the first time. That's why I just stopped. Mid-pause. I don't want to mess up nobody's name. But we got that. She just started on Facebook with her new page. So follow that. But other than that, where can everybody find you at?
You can find me at Faye J. LaFleur on Facebook. You can find me at Faye Talk, which is my brand that I am working on building. Content creating is not easy, but it is very enjoyable when you get into it. Mm-hmm. You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter as Faye J. Faye J. LaFleur. Same name right here. Bam. You can follow me on it. And you can also check me out. Some days I am on the HNIC network. So you can always look for me over there. Sometimes I'm over there, but I'm here with you guys tonight. So I appreciate the opportunity to be with you guys.
Mm-hmm. Of course, glad to get the old team back together. You know, little boomerang effect. But Main Spider King, aka the villain of the Blur Cartel. We find the Blur Cartel on Facebook, IG, Twitter, X, YouTube, definitely. Anywhere, but watch all the other shows we have going on. Roundtable tomorrow. Trying to do this little quiz thing, little Jeopardy team thing, but I don't know. We're trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure it out. Other than that, X-Men 3-episode rule 2. Hope y'all be watching anime. I get y'all review some anime with us. You only gotta watch the first 3 episodes. That's why it's called 3-episode rule. The whole mantra of that. So if y'all want to get on that, let me know. But yeah, episode 6 through 10, X-Men 97, we're going to do that, review that, and this is a goodie. So I'll see y'all when we decide to review that. I don't have a classy outro, so y'all can help me out with that.
Thanks for showing up. Also, Naruto's not planetary.
There you go.